Welcome to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. Tonight from Welcome Stadium, a Dayton Public Schools contest and a chance to end the regular season with a win as the Ponitz Golden Panthers face the Meadowdale Lions right here on MyTV Dayton. Good evening. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. Matt Digby, Coach Jim Place. Glad you could join us for what should be an entertaining and intriguing contest. As Coach, let's start with the Ponitz Golden Panthers. They won last week. They are in the running for at least a share of the City League Championship, so that alone, two big motivation factors.
Coach Darrell Wilson has the Golden Panthers so close. They beat Dunbar last year. They lost in overtime this year. He's dying for a city championship. We're going to see a good performance out of the Panthers tonight.
And also in the running for a share of the City League title is Meadowdale. They are also 2-1 in league play. They've had a rough couple of results the last few weeks, but a chance to get the win and end the regular season on a high note, that's a big motivation factor.
Their coach is Coach Derek Shepard. He's a tough guy. They're going to play tough, hard, physical football. That's Meadowdale Lion football. That's Derek Shepard football.
And it will be tough football required because it is windy and breezy here tonight at Welcome Stadium. For a full look at the game forecast, here's Dayton 24/7 Now Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Well, yet another great night for some football at Thursday Night Lights. We are going to be seeing cool weather, though, so if you are heading out to the game, make sure you do have a coat, something to keep yourself nice and warm. Blankets likely needed at this game as well as Ponitz takes on Meadowdale. We are talking about temperatures in the lower 50s. Going to be eventually seeing them drop into the 40s once the sun sets. So it is going to be a chilly evening. So again, you'll need maybe a hat, some gloves, and a blanket to keep yourself warm.
Thank you, Natalie. Coming up next, the coin toss and the opening kickoff as Ponitz and Meadowdale get ready to be featured on the season finale of Thursday Night Lights. Kickoff after the break.
All right, man. Meadowdale, you're our home team tonight. Ponitz, you're our visitors, all right? A couple of expectations from us as officials. One, take tackle with your heads up. Make sure you have mouthpieces and chin straps at all times. Any questions? Knees must be covered. We clear on that? Okay, we're out here to work hard for you guys, not the other way around. Fair enough? Best of luck to both teams, all right? My two speaking captains are right here, right, gentlemen? First of all, go ahead and shake hands with each other. Look, all right? Ponitz, you're the visiting team tonight. Heads or tails, sir? Heads. Heads, I heard heads. What'd you hear, three? Heads. Here's our head. This is our tail. If I drop, we'll do it again. The call is heads, man. The tail. You guys have won the toss. What's your decision?
You want the ball.
You want the ball?
Yeah.
Meadowdale's chose to receive the football. Okay, which goal do you want to defend, gentlemen? You want to defend the clock?
You want to kick that one.
Okay, so you want to defend that one. You want the clock in a second. Fair enough. Meadowdale has chosen to receive the football. Ponitz will be kicking from clock. Gentlemen, shake hands once again, and best of luck this evening, gentlemen.
And welcome back to Thursday Night Lights from Welcome Stadium as we get ready for our season finale between Meadowdale and Ponitz. As you just saw, referee Tim Dunaway conducting the Donato's coin toss. Meadowdale won the toss and opted to receive, so they will get the ball first. They will go left to right across your screen. That means they will be going toward the south end zone. That means Ronaldo Cardoso, the senior defensive back kicker, is getting ready to kick off for the Golden Panthers, and one man back to receive for Meadowdale is number 9, Trey Hodge, the sophomore. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. A chance to win your final game of the regular season, and depending on the result of Saturday's contest between Belmont and Dunbar, the winner would still have a chance at a share of the Dayton Public Schools regular season title. Tonight's journey begins at Welcome Stadium. Cardoso's kick taken on one hop by Hodge from the 10. Quickly starts out to the right, close to about the 25-yard line. He'll be edged out of bounds at the 24 by number 16 for Ponitz. That was DeMont Graves on the coverage. So that will be the start of Meadowdale's first drive of the evening. Meadowdale looking to bounce back from a tough loss where they were shut out at Trotwood Madison, 44-0, the score in Week 9. They have, just like Ponitz, they had a quick week getting ready for this contest against the Golden Panthers. But again, the chance to finish 3-1 in league play and potentially clinch a share of the City League regular season title.
Ponitz has 12 men on the field. Let's see if the officials catch it.
Josiah Skates in the backfield with 2 men, one on his left hip, one on his right. And it's a handoff on the first play, a little bobble, but eventually secured by number 3, Davion Fleming. He's able to manage a gain of about 2 yards. It will bring up 2nd down and long, as here's the starting lineup for the Meadowdale offense, presented by Premier Health. The line, Vaught, Devons, Davidson, Conley, and Saka. And then in the backfield, Skates, Fleming, and then 3 wide receivers, Demarion Fleming, Robert Peebles, Trey Hodge, and Ryan Jackson is a split tight end / wide receiver. Official gain was 5 on the play, so it's 2nd and 5 from the 26-yard line. It's a handoff and 1 broken tackle close to about the 40-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Meadowdale first down. That first down presented by Arby's. So 2 plays already a first down on the pickup. That looked like Fleming on the carry, as here's the Ponitz starting defensive lineup presented by Premier Health. They go with a 4-3 setup. And then the 4-man secondary, Storm White, Christopher Warner. They play both ways. A couple of both-way players for both the Lions and the Golden Panthers. They will be called on to make significant impacts over the course of the evening. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. It's a give up the middle, close to the 44-yard line. There is a flag on the play. First penalty of the night upcoming. That was number 4 on the carry, Malik Thomas. But what is the call from Tim Dunaway? So first penalty of the game on the Lions. That will set up a 1st and 15. Again, Tim Dunaway, the referee, assisted by Reed, Shepard, Derringer, and the back judges are Hornbrook and Palmer. First and 15 from the 34-yard line as Meadowdale, this is their 3rd official play from scrimmage after 2 runs resulted in a first down. 2 men in the backfield, 1 on either hip of Skates, the quarterback from the shotgun. This is Davion Fleming, 1 broken tackle, gets past the original line of scrimmage. It could be close to a first down pickup near midfield, and it looks like they will give it to him. They needed 15, they got 15 and a half. That's the first down presented by Arby's. And Meadowdale, a very efficient opening drive these first couple plays.
Meadowdale's coming out with 2 backs and then also an H-back, which basically means they're in a 4-back formation. They're going to run that ball.
They have been effective first with Davion Fleming, then Malik Thomas for a play or 2, and now Fleming back in. He had that 15-plus yard carry to get the first down to the, they will actually spot the ball right at midfield. This is number 42 up the carry and got a couple of yards even after contact was made. Richard Coleman, the senior, so not just 2 men, it's multiple men. The Meadowdale coaching staff able to shift bodies back and forth in that backfield to assist Skates. As Coleman, he patiently waited for an opening. Turned what would have been only about a 4-yard gain at first contact into a 9-yard gain. It brings up 2nd and short from the Ponitz 41-yard line.
There you go.
Coleman again off the right tackle, has it up for the first down, and he will be stopped at the 39, but he only needed 1. He turned that into a 2-yard gain, so that's a 3rd first down of the drive for Meadowdale. That first down presented by Arby's.
Meadowdale's offensive line looks good early in the game here. They're coming off the ball, dominating, making big holes, and as I said, they've got the 2 extra blocking backs in there. Power football for Meadowdale.
On a night where it is windy, it could play a factor if Skates or Dreon McComb, when Ponitz has the ball, if they want to throw deep, they'll have to take into account that wind tonight. It's been chilly all day long. They're sticking with the ground game. This is Davion Fleming. He was met first contact behind the line of scrimmage, but Fleming able to turn that into a small gain as Meadowdale quickly moving inside the 35-yard line. Again, an efficient opening drive as we are about 3.5 minutes into the contest. Again, Meadowdale, they were holding their own last week against Trotwood Madison. It was only a 16-0 game at halftime, but then the Rams able to pull away in the second half, and with the points, how those were distributed as far as playoff rankings go, that win last week was enough to clinch a playoff spot for Trotwood Madison. As Skates, this is his first QB keeper up the middle. He manages a gain close to the marker. It will be 3rd and short upcoming around the opponent's 30-yard line.
Matt, this opening drive is really important to the Meadowdale Lions. Here's why. Head coach Derek Shepard can't be at the game tonight. He had a family situation, a very serious family situation, kept him from being here. So Coach Lucius Darius has taken over the head coach. You know, sometimes when you lose that head man, you never know how a team's going to respond. You know, I was looking to see how they would respond. I didn't know during warm-ups. I seemed a little off in warm-ups. But, boy, they're coming out and looking really strong on this first drive. You know, they're playing for their head coach. You know, he can't be here, so they're going to play for him.
Definitely send the best to the Shepard family. As on 3rd and short, this is a run. Malik Hodge looked to have lost his balance partially right as he received the handoff. He might have enough for the first down anyway, though he does not. It will be no gain, 4th and short. Do you go for it, Coach?
Oh, I definitely think so. Both schools have good kickers, but you know, you're too far out. You definitely go for it here. There's a brand new turf out there. Beautiful welcome stadium. You know, athletic director Victoria Jones is so proud. This is her project, and it's just beautiful. The other side, no one can sit on the other side, Matt. They're doing the construction there. This is a brand new turf field. I mean, and it's just beautiful. Good job, Dayton Public Schools. Nice job investing in our young people.
And once the full project is done, it would definitely be a place to definitely be a point of pride.
Oh, I hope they go back to having all-star games and playoff games and all kinds of games here at Welcome Stadium. There was a time where this was the center of football in the Miami Valley, and got away from it recently. So let's hope that with the new facility and the leadership of Coach Jones, that we go back to that.
4th down and 1. Well, we come back from this break. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. 7:08 to go in the first quarter on Thursday Night Lights. We are just steps away from the University of Dayton Arena. Of course, the Flyers ranked 24th in the first preseason AP poll. They officially opened their season November 7th at home against Lindenwood. They do have an exhibition with Capital coming up a week from this Saturday on October 29th. But we're talking football right now. It's still football season. And Meadowdale right now with a 4th and 1 at the opponent's 30-yard line. They are going for it. And it Skates under center. Quick QB rush up the middle, looks to have it at first glance, and he does have the first down presented by Arby's. So Meadowdale opting to pass up an opportunity, what would have been a 47-yard field goal attempt. They put Skates right up under center, and it pays off. They needed 1, the gain was 2, so from the 28-yard line, there's a new set of downs on a very efficient opening drive again for Meadowdale. They won the toss, took the opening kickoff. That first down brought to you by Arby's. That is, I believe, their 4th first down of the night. Skates back to the shotgun. It's a handoff to Malik Hodge. He gets to about the 26 before he is driven back by forward progress. That was Malik Thomas, pardon me.
Meadowdale's coming out there foot to foot on the offensive line. They are going to run the ball out of this formation. 2 running backs, an H-back, 1 split end, and those linemen foot to foot. There he is, Coach Darius. Hey, Coach, you're a head coach now. He's been an assistant coach in the city for about 25 years. Works out the VA, very proud employee of the VA, and comes in and coaches, been coaching for over 20 years. So this is a chance. He's either going to be 1-0 at the end of the night.
Lucius Darius as the acting head coach in place of Derek Shepard, who, as was mentioned, he is not here tonight because of a serious family situation. We send all the best to the Shepard family. On 2nd down and 8. Skates, this will be his first pass attempt of the night. If he can get it off, which he does, it is complete. And to about the 21-yard line, that was Davion Fleming on the reception, number 3. So it will bring up 3rd and about 4. Again, this is the first pass attempt of the night after several runs up the middle. A good adjustment by Fleming to make the catch stay in bounds. That was number 2, Javante Barnes, on the coverage for the Golden Panthers. Again, this is still the very first drive of the ball game. Meadowdale taking up more than half the quarter on this drive. Very methodical, but it is paying off. But Skates now finding himself under pressure. Got away from Dreon McComb, but he does not get away from number 56, Maurice Harris. First sack of the night. And that brings up 4th and long. As we take a look at the replay here, correction, that was Shane Benson on the coverage. Dreon McComb was first to make contact. McComb also plays quarterback for the Golden Panthers in addition to DN. Skates did well to evade McComb, but Shane Benson was right there for the tackle. So that means 4th down, and the official measurement is 15 as we're under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Benson's a good-looking sophomore linebacker. But Coach Wilson's got a solid program at opponents, the Golden Panthers. Got a lot of players back, got some good seniors, doing a nice job.
4th and 15 for the Lions. They need to get to the 17-yard line. Skates trying to buy time as he rolls to his left, throwing downfield. It is incomplete. Would have been short of the line to gain anyway. So a strong opening drive that goes past midfield for Meadowdale, but it ultimately ends in a turnover on downs. Opponents will take over at their own 32-yard line. The Panther offense, talk about bend but not breaking. We'll take a quick break. Opponents' first drive when we come back. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. 4:27 to go in the opening quarter of the season finale of Thursday Night Lights. No score between Ponitz and Meadowdale. The Lions got the ball first, drove past midfield, but found themselves in a situation where they had to go for it on 4th and 15 from about the Ponitz 32-yard line, and the pass was incomplete. So the Golden Panther defense holding when they needed to, and now they get ready for their first drive. And quarterback Dreon McCombs will start under center for Ponitz. There's a look at number 4, Cameron Birdsong, one of 3 men in the backfield. And this is Storm White getting the first carry of the ball game. Manages about 1.5 yards, so it will be 2nd and long upcoming for the Ponitz offense. As we take a look at the Golden Panther offensive starters, Allen, Metcalf, Benson, Montgomery, and Lee across the line. And then look at the backfield again. 3 running backs, Storm White, Tyron Brown, and Cam Birdsong. And then 2 wide receivers for Dreon McCombs, DeJuan Anderson, Christopher Warner. Anderson, right now a basketball commit to the Wright State Raiders, the reigning Horizon League champions. They were just picked 3rd yesterday in the Horizon League men's preseason poll. On 2nd down, McCombs with a give again to White. Got a hole around the right side. He'll have enough for a first down out past the 45. So 2 plays, 2 handoffs to Storm White. And Ponitz has their first down of the night. That's presented by Arby's. Very impressive runs to start for Storm White, the senior. Here are the defensive starters coming up for Meadowdale. You have Devons, Crisp, Jackson, Boykins, Coleman, Cotton, and Woods as the D-line and the linebackers. They opt for a 2-5 lineup with the front. And there's a look at the secondary as on 1st down. McCombs hit as he throws. Ball is up in the air. It is caught. And it's going to result in a loss, but perhaps more importantly on the play, no turnover for the Golden Panthers. That was number 52, Willie Metcalf, in the right spot at the right time to prevent the turnover for Ponitz. At the same time, it will be 2nd and long. It looked like it was Leo Boykins, number 56, who made first contact with McCombs. Got a touch of his left shoulder right as he was getting ready to let go of the football. But an alert play by Willie Metcalf to prevent the turnover. At the same time, it's 2nd and 15. 2.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. This is White again. Maybe gains about 4, but it will still mean 3rd and long upcoming.
Hey, Willie Metcalf's in the record book. He got a pass reception. You can go to his 20-year reunion and say, I had 1 reception my senior year. That's a lineman's dream, catch the ball.
Official scoring, it's a 3-yard gain on that run for White, so it's going to be 3rd and 12 as we're already under 2 minutes. Playing as you would expect Coach Place, a lot of methodical, a lot of clock management, and a lot of clock gaining on this drive.
Both teams want to control the ball. They want to run it. Ponitz came out in a power I, so both of them are in the 3-back set.
As on 3rd down, the throw was just beyond the reach of number 5, Dayton Anderson. Looked like the pass may have been tipped a bit right as it left McCombs' hand. But McCombs did have time to get it off, and it did not get, it was just beyond the reach of Dayton Anderson, so 4th and 11, and the Golden Panthers will bring on the punt unit.
Adrian McCombs, he's big, 6'3", 215. He's a college prospect.
Not too often that you see a quarterback play defensive end as well. You often see a quarterback more as a lineup. If they play a defensive position, they would line up as a defensive back or a linebacker. Ronaldo Cardoso on the punt. Trey Hodge back to receive. It's taken on a couple hops by, in fact, that's number 23. 22. That's Anthony Traylor on the reception. So Meadowdale will take over with 1:31 to go in the first quarter.
Let's see if they come out in that 3-back set again and try to just pound the ball. Watch the H-back. They've got 2 running backs and a quarterback. Follow where the H-back is because that's usually where the ball's going to go.
Well, they were successful until late in that opening drive where they found themselves in a 3rd and 15, and then they were put in a very difficult situation because they weren't quite in field goal range at that point in time. But prior to that very end of the drive, they were very successful getting from one end of the 50 to the other.
That was Coach Darius there with the hat on. He's walking up and on the sidelines. You're a head coach tonight, Coach. Enjoy it. Neither of these teams they're both mathematically eliminated, so last game for both of them tonight.
And this is Davion Fleming up the middle for a gain of roughly 6. Drive started from the 29-yard line. Do we have a flag? Yes, it looks like we have a flag.
Two good senior running backs, Davion Fleming and Storm White, 2 seniors. They both are 3-year starters. They both know how to get that ball north and south.
I had a chance to talk with Storm White yesterday. He mentioned they are aware of what is at stake tonight. Not just the chance, in Ponitz's case, to end the season on a 2-game win streak, but both teams right now 2-1 in City League play. Whoever wins will have a chance to claim a share of the championship. That's, of course, pending the outcome of Saturday's Belmont-Dunbar game, as this is a broken tackle on the part of Davion Fleming. He's able to get down the sideline out to about the 42-yard line, and that is enough for a first down presented by Arby's. So on 1st and long, no problem for Davion Fleming, the senior. He turns in another significant gain for the Lion offense.
Awesome block by Chris DeVagas, the center, a 280-pound senior. He just dominated the line of scrimmage in there.
All he needed to do was give Davion Fleming an opening. Got that opening, and not all the way down the field, but enough to move the chains and pick up a first down. We're under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Meadowdale on their second drive of the evening. It's Richard Coleman running laterally, and he will be met behind the line of scrimmage for a loss on the play, but there is a flag near the tackle. Here's Tim Dunaway.
Hey, Tim's one of the real veterans. He's got a veteran crew. This is one of the top crews. We get the top crews on Thursday night. You know, somebody like Daniel Palmer. He's one of the top young referees in the area. He has his own crew. He's the white hat in some occasions. He's out here tonight. Daniel Palmer. We need more young officials. You know, we have a shortage of officials. Anyone out there thinking about being a football official, we need you. But Tim Dunaway, he's been around. He's worked all the big games, G-Walk, everything. Top official, top crew.
So as a result of the penalty, it's going to be 1st and 21 from the 31-yard line. Line to gain is the Ponitz 48 as Skates throws over the middle. It's incomplete, was batted down. And another flag on the play. Javante Barnes was on coverage on the pass intended for Davion Fleming. So let's see the outcome of this, where the ball is put after the flag.
He got in a little early. That's going to be interference on the defense.
Pass interference, defense, number 11. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, he's in there early.
So notice if you did not hear Tim Dunaway, it said it remains first down. It is not an automatic setup of first down and 10. Now it's going to be first and about 6. We had a 1st and 21 on the previous play. Now we have 1st and about 6.5, 7 yards to go. So here's the carry up the middle. And that is a small gain on the play. That was Malik Thomas on the carry as the clock is now under 10 seconds to go. And it indeed will be the end of the first quarter. So Meadowdale with an efficient opening until the very end of their first drive, and now they're on their second drive trying to open the scoring. Will they be able to do so in the second quarter? We'll find out after this break. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. Welcome back to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights. I'm Matt Digby alongside Jim Place. And if you can see us, hello everyone. Thank you for checking us out on MyTV Dayton, also streaming online on Facebook and on Dayton247now.com. Our season finale, hard to believe already, week number 10. And by this time, Sunday night, we will know the 16 teams in the 28 regions who are in the playoffs. Meadowdale on their second drive of the contest. They have a 2nd and 5 as we start the second quarter. Skates from the shotgun, back to his 40, throws over the middle, off the hands of his intended man. That was number 6, Robert Peebles. Correction, that looks to be number 8, Joseph Davidson. That was the intended target. So 3rd and 5. Meadowdale, they've mostly had success in the first quarter on 3rd downs, except for the one instance when they had 3rd and 15 to go. Now, from this situation, Coach, if they do not get the first down, they're out near midfield. Do you punt it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Good strong wind, good punter.
The wind has been present throughout the night, and they may not need to have that discussion right at the moment because Davion Fleming has a first down inside the 40, inside the 35 before he's eventually taken out of bounds. They needed 5, and they got a lot more than 5. That first down presented by All Seal Home Improvements. Davion Fleming adding to the 76 total rushing yards we were told that Meadowdale had in the first quarter. I think that run alone may have put them over 100.
Some nice hitting out there. One thing about Fleming, be your own blocker. There's times where you don't have a blocker. You're your own blocker. Run through the guy. Hey, Chris DeVagas at the center, he's having a heck of a game. He's dominating inside, opening up huge holes for that Meadowdale running game. Number 54, excellent blocking.
Chris DeBons, who you will hear from at halftime. On first down, Fleming up the left side. He is met close to the line of scrimmage. Trayvon Montgomery was first to make contact. Shane Benton also in pursuit. Benson, And there's Dreon McComb. Gain of about 3 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 7. As we're already a minute plus into the second quarter. Meadowdale got close to the red zone on their first trip. They were about 11 yards away from the red zone on their second drive of the contest. It's a handoff up the right tackle, and able to get a short gain on the play is number 11, Courtney Russell.
Help. Thursday Night Lights presented by Cincinnati.
We have a flag on the play, though.
Holding, offense, number 55. The 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul.
For all the
Second
live
down.
action.
I think that's the third holding penalty on Meadowdale this drive alone, so taking away what could have been a positive play, putting them in a situation of second and very long.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious. Well, Meadowdale just keeps shooting themselves in the foot. You know, the yellow flag's still undefeated. Joshua Allen's down with a nice game in there for Ponitz. You know, he's a 6'2", 265 senior. He's a captain, a 3.4 student. Coach Wilson said he's a hard worker. Said was a sophomore, he was a guy that really wasn't the guy who saw the field. He just worked his way into the field. College prospect.
On 2nd and 17, Skates going deep to his right. It is intercepted, and Ponitz with the first turnover of the game, courtesy of Javante Barnes. He was able to get man-on-man coverage and win the battle for the ball. It looked to have been a little bit underthrown. But 2 drives for Meadowdale, and they have ended in 2 turnovers, 1 on downs, and now this interception as Skates tried to thread the needle and connect with his man Demarion Fleming. He was number 2 for Meadowdale, but instead it was number 2 for Ponitz coming down with the reception.
Demarion Fleming, younger brother of Davion Fleming. Davion's a senior, Demarion is a sophomore. Fleming brothers, integral part of Coach Shepard's rebuild project here at Meadowdale High School.
Very nice play there by Barnes. So Ponitz takes over for their second drive of the contest from their own 15-yard line. And McComb's going to air the ball out deep downfield. It's Dawan Anderson who was the intended target, but just beyond his reach. So 2nd and 10 upcoming as we're now under 10 minutes to go until halftime.
Matt, you mentioned earlier Dawan Anderson, 6'2", 280-pound senior. All you Dayton Public School folks, he is the grandson of Dwight Anderson. Yes, that Dwight Anderson, University of Kentucky, Southern Cal. Some called one of the best players ever to come out of the city of Dayton. This is his grandson. Interesting story. He went to the Ball State football camp, was offered a scholarship for football. He's all set to take it. A week later, Wright State called and offered the scholarship. He said, Coach, I'm a basketball player first. Took the basketball scholarship, but had a full ride to Ball State. That's big-time football.
On 2nd and 10, it's a broken tackle by Storm White, and he's out close to a first down pickup. It will be 3rd and short upcoming. As Ponitz, they found themselves under a little bit of pressure on their first 2 drives on defense, but they were able to weather the storm, and now nice pickup here of Storm White for about 9 yards gives them a 3rd and 1 situation. Definitely more manageable than 3rd and 10. The first game of what will be a busy weekend here at Welcome Stadium. There's 1 football game scheduled for tomorrow and then 2 scheduled for Saturday. 1 college, 1 high school. 3rd and 1, McCombs under center. A triangle backfield, but McCombs keeps it himself. He gets the first down out past the 30 to the 34-yard line. So that is a first down pickup for the Golden Panthers, and that is presented by All Seal Home Improvement.
Remember, he's 6'3", 215. He's a big guy, hard to bring down.
And he is a little slow getting up. So a timeout on the field with 9:07 to play in the second quarter. 9:06 to play in the second quarter as Dreon McCombs, the good news, he was able to get up after being shaken up on that previous play and walk off the field under his own power, but because he needed medical assistance, he will have to leave the field of play for at least 1 play. So now under center, at least for this play for Ponitz, is number 11, Tyron Brown. Or no, it's Storm White, direct snap around the left side, and he has close to a first down on the 1st and 10. out past the 40 before he's taken out of bounds by a Lions defender. White and Fleming, those have been the big contributors tonight when it comes to running the ball, and indeed they are giving it a first down for the Golden Panthers. That first down presented by All Seal Home Improvement. The direct snap paying off.
Jawan Anderson proving he can block also. So, he's a basketball player, great receiver. Averaged 19.5 points a game in basketball. He was the player of the year in the Dayton Public School. That's saying something. Dayton Public School basketball, that's big time. He was player of the year. That's why Wright State, they got a good one. You know what? By playing football, he's a tough guy. He's going to be a good one at Wright State. Grandson, Dwight Anderson.
So from the Golden Panther 46-yard line, McCombs is back in the game under center. It's a handoff to Tyron Brown, looking for space on the right side. It's enough to turn the play into a gain of about 2, maybe 3, but it will still be second and relatively long coming up as we're now under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Again, this is game 1 of 4 for Welcome Stadium this weekend. Tomorrow night, Thurgood Marshall season finale as they take on a Trotwood Madison team that beat Meadowdale last week, and that win was enough to put the Rams in the playoffs. And then a doubleheader tomorrow, on Saturday. First, there's college football, University of Dayton back home to take on the Stetson Hatters. And then at 7 o'clock Saturday night, Belmont and Dunbar. If Dunbar wins that game, the Wolverines clinch the DPS regular season title outright. On second down, handoff to White up the middle. Gains maybe 1.5 yards, so it will be third and about 6 upcoming. Out near midfield as Ponitz. They got close to midfield, but were not able to get on the Meadowdale side of the field. They had to punt. They can get 1 more yard. They can say they've been on the plus side of the 50. Meadowdale has been in that situation twice on 2 drives. Stick with the run, you think, on this play, Coach?
Well, they got wide open. 2 receivers on both sides, 2 by 2. I think they're going to open and throw it.
McCombs looking to his left. His pass intended, and Tyron Brown got a hand to it, but he was shielded by a defender. No flag on the play. Dawan Anderson could not adjust in time, but there is a flag on the play. So no flag on the play, it looks like. It'll just stand as an incomplete pass.
There's head coach Darrell Wilson. Wow, has he done a nice job. You're talking about an impressive guy. Coach Darrell Wilson, 4th year as head coach at Ponitz. He's done an outstanding job. Has 2 master's degrees. This is a sharp guy. Was in finance for 25 years and said, I want to coach. I want to give back to the community.
Ronaldo Cardoso with the punt. Anthony Traylor back to receive for the Lions. And it kind of bounced away from him. Actually, that's Trey Hodge who takes the punt recovery on 2 hops. Backwards a bit. Got a good block out past the 20, out past the 25, and we're going to have a flag.
That was a blindside hit. Good call. 15 years ago, that was a legal hit, and everybody in the stands would say, great hit. Safety, 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 safety. Today, that's a blindside hit, 15 yards. Well, half the distance in this case.
Personal foul, blindside block, return team number 40. That's half the distance to the goal. The first down, Meadowdale.
It occurred right as Hodge was starting to turn upfield because he fielded the punt at about the 10-yard line, was originally forced behind the 10, yeah. And right as he got to about the 20, the blindside hit, that was the call on the play.
It used to teach just as long as your head was in front of the man, you were okay. But now you cannot hit a man that's looking away from you. He's got to be running to the ball as opposed to running away from the ball.
So first and 10, Meadowdale from the 10. This is their 3rd drive of the game. Both of their first 2 drives got past midfield before one ended in a turnover on downs and the other in a red zone interception. 7:06 to go in the first half. No score between the Golden Panthers and the Lions. Skates with 1 man in the backfield, and it is Davion Fleming who gets the carry. One broken tackle to the 15. And quickly out past the 20. That's enough for a first down pickup for the Lions. A first down presented by All Steel Home Improvement.
Matt, you get the feeling either White or Fleming's going to break a long one. It might be the difference in this game. Both of them got breakaway speed. They come down to one last tackle a lot of times. I predict one time soon here, one of them is going to brew a house.
Well, we had a game a couple weeks ago, Butler and Stebbins, where the defenses were making their presences known until the fourth quarter. This game, very, very similar to how that one unfolded in the game played in Vandalia. That was week 6. Hard to believe we're already in week 10. Under 6:30 to go in the second quarter.
Flag on the field.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's something that hurt Meadowdale on their second drive of the night. Penalties. They had 3 different holding penalties, and now a delay a game penalty to move them back from the 23 to their own 18-yard line. Now a conference with the officiating crew, Tim Dunaway, trying to decipher what time should be put on the game clock.
Yeah, I mentioned Coach Darrell Wilson. Listen to his background. He played at St. Vincent de Paul's High School up in Detroit. Won a state championship as a player. Went on to college, came back and coached a little while he was in finance.
5-5-2. There is no foul for delay a game, as the play clock was not set correctly following the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, Meadowdale. That's
first. Never heard that one before when the play clock wasn't set properly. So it is. But anyway, Coach Wilson came back to his alma mater and coached. And he was on a defensive coordinator for 2 more state championship teams. He's a winner. This Coach Wilson's done a great job at Ponitz.
Has them in the position to win back-to-back games to close the season and potentially a share of the DPS regular season title. On 1st and 10, sweeping to the left is Davion Fleming, able to turn maybe a yard or a 2-yard gain, but it will still be 2nd and long. We're now under 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Again, both teams 2-1 in league play. They each had wins against Belmont and Thurgood Marshall, and Dunbar won against both the Golden Panthers and the Lions. So Dunbar right now at 3-0 already with a share of the title. They can win it outright Saturday if they beat Belmont. Second down and long as Skates quickly finds himself under pressure. Forced back inside his 5, and he's taken down for a sack. A huge play for the Ponitz defense. 2 players in pursuit. It was number 16, Damont Graves, and number 56, Shane Benson on the stop. And what was 2nd and 9 will be 3rd and extremely long now. Inside the 10. Skates had time for a second, but then quickly kept retreating back toward his own end zone. And the official spot of the ball is going to be at the 3-yard line. 3rd and 30. The line to gain is their own 33. And now we do have a timeout for injury as Ponitz with an opportunity for a big play on defense. The Golden Panthers forcing Meadowdale into an unenviable position. 3rd down coming up after this timeout on Thursday Night Lights. 4:06 to go in the first half. No score between Meadowdale and Ponitz on the season finale of Thursday Night Lights. The Lions with the 3rd and 30 coming up, as this was Skates on second down being chased inside his 10, eventually sacked inside the 5. And he, in fact, needed some medical attention. He was able to walk off the field slowly, but under his own power. But he will need to leave the field for at least this play, just like McCombs did on Ponitz's last drive. So this is Davion Fleming taking a direct snap. A little bit of confusion at first, but then he finds a hole up the left side. Able to turn about a 9-yard gain, or excuse me, a 12-yard gain, get out past the 15-yard line. But there is a flag on the play.
Offense number 72. That penalties decline. 4th down.
So it was 3rd and 30 on the play for the Lions because of... Look at that. Well, he's got all cloth there, then he's 72. Now he let go.
So the penalty was declined, so the play stands of a gain of about 12 or 13 yards, but they needed 30 on that play. So Meadowdale, for the first time tonight, unable to get past midfield. They will punt. Back to punt is number 10, Jonathan Warren. And one man to receive on the plus side of the field. And a block punt recovered by the Golden Panthers inside the Donato's delivery zone. Trayvon Montgomery, the senior. So that will put the Golden Panthers in the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. A high snap, but good awareness by multiple Panther defenders. You see Javante Barnes, who had the interception earlier. He got in there and probably flustered Warren a bit. And Montgomery in the right place at the right time for a recovery, and a huge opportunity for Ponitz. Their first play on the plus side of the 50 upcoming, and it's a 1st and goal.
Remember, Matt, they've got the best kicker in the city, so they're in a good position to get at least 3. Renardo Cadarso, the best kicker in the city.
On 1st down, McCombs up the middle for a short keeper, a gain of about 2. As we are coming up on about 3.5 minutes to go, let's go down to the sideline and the third member of our broadcast team, Alex King. Good evening, Alex.
Good evening, Matt. We are so excited. We are here at the Meadowdale Senior Night, and I'm here with Hannah and the rest of the cheer team here behind me. Hi, ladies. All right, Hannah, talk about how you're feeling. Obviously, it's your senior night. Talk about how you're feeling about tonight's game.
I'm very sad. I've been cheering my whole life, but I'm feeling good. It was a great season with the girls and the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, I'm sure. And tell me what it feels like just to be here. One last game with you. I mean, it seems like you have several seniors here on the team. You could do one last. I mean, this is the last Thursday Night Lights.
Yes. Like I said, I'm just sad, excited, mixed emotions.
Yeah.
But it's always basketball season left too. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's great. It's kind of cold.
I was gonna say, are you staying warm?
Yes.
Kind of. Trying to. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Hannah. I'm gonna send it back to you up there, Matt.
All right, thank you, Alex. That was Storm White on the 2nd down play. He was able to turn a gain of about maybe 2. So
second down.
So that was actually Tim Dunaway with the call. So 2nd down and long upcoming for Ponitz as they take a timeout with 2:42 to go in the first half. So Ponitz still in the red zone after a blocked punt. As be sure to follow us and interact with us. Any pictures of tonight's game, or you want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Facebook at Dayton 247 now and use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. That is both for Facebook and for Twitter as well. Matt Digby, Jim Place, Alex King, glad you could spend your Thursday night with us. The final Thursday night of the high school football regular season. It's hard to believe we will already begin the push to a football playoff run. And we'll see, does one team, do multiple teams from our area, from the Miami Valley, make it all the way to Canton and compete for a state championship? Will they add to the Miami Valley tally of state championships. We already have one this fall season, Alter Boys Golf, claiming the Division II title.
My man Alex Schuster, the head golf coach, he does a great job. He's had him in the finals every year. Of course, a lot of support from his wife, Angela, the former Ruffalo. They call her Little Miss Ruff. Oh, what a team they are. Alex Schuster and Angela Ruffalo Schuster.
Alter Boys Golf already a state champion in 2022. Could we see several more in volleyball and soccer and football from the Miami Valley? Second and goal from about the 17-yard line after the penalty. And we may have an early movement on the part of Meadowdale.
Coachman on the defense.
Dead ball. Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So that will shorten the field to the 12-yard line. That helps Ponitz's cause. Again, these are their first plays anywhere past the 50-yard line. After a couple of drives, they got close to midfield, but they ultimately ended in punts. Then after blocking a Meadowdale punt, on second down, White almost broke a tackle from Ryan Jackson, and he'll get close to the 10-yard line, so they will give him a gain of about 2, but still third and long. But as we come up on now under 2.5 minutes to go to halftime, if they do not get the touchdown here, Coach, you take the field goal?
Absolutely. You know, he's got the best kicker in the city. Use him. Cardoso's an interesting story. He was a soccer player up till last year. Then he kicked just for football, and he said, Coach, I want to play football full-time. So he plays a little DB, good kicker. Only a junior, he's coming back. Coach Wilson thinks he's a college prospect. Got some colleges looking at him.
Big play upcoming for the Golden Panthers, who have not had quite the success on offense that Meadowdale has had for the most part. But Ponitz has responded with plays of their own, especially through their running back number 3, Storm White. But on third down and goal, McCombs under center. Rolling to his right, or rolling to his left. Trout having to cut back to his right. And he'll gain about maybe 2.5 yards, but he's eventually stopped for progress at about the 7. So that will mean roughly a 24-yard field goal between the hashes upcoming. And now I think we're going to see a field goal definitely from the 7-yard line. So to reset, 1:26 to go in the first half. This is the third drive of the game for Ponitz. It had their best starting field position. They started the drive in the Donald's delivery zone because of a blocked punt after Meadowdale had to punt for the first time. Meadowdale's first 2 drives both went past the 50, but one ended in a turnover on downs, the other in an interception on the part of Javante Barnes. Barnes also a key contributor on the pressure provided by the Golden Panther defense that resulted in the blocked punt that was recovered by Trayvon Montgomery. So here comes the field goal unit out. It will be a 24-yard attempt for Ronaldo Cardoso. McComb is the holder with 1.5 minutes to go until halftime. Always critical, those first points of the contest. And it certainly helps Cardoso's part that he is right in the middle, in between the hashes. Now we have a flag.
Timeout, Ponitz.
Coach Wilson built the flag. Called it with 1 second to go. Had his eyes down on the play clock and called it. Good move, Coach Wilson.
So no flag on the play. It is instead a timeout. Don't miss the Wright and Schulte Thursday Night Lights halftime preview. That's coming up shortly. Alex King will have interviews with school administrators, and Jeff Schmidt, Auto Group Scholar Athletes of the Week, our plaque presentation, our final halftime show of the 2022 Thursday Night Lights slate. That's presented by Wright and Schulte. There's the Meadowdale players getting ready for, they hope to block the upcoming field goal attempt. Again, the Lions playing without head coach Derek Shepard. He not able to attend today's game because of a serious family situation. We send our best to him and his family. Lucius DeReese is the acting head coach for the Lions tonight. But here we go with 1:31 to go in the second quarter. Ronaldo Cardoso, a 25-yard field goal attempt with Dreon McComb to hold. And a bobbled snap quickly picked up by Cardoso, having the scramble to his left. Now reverting backfield all the way, running back to his 30-yard line. And his pass is incomplete. So a low snap, a bobbled snap. And Ponitz, with the drive starting in the red zone, they're unable to capitalize on the opportunity. A big play for the Meadowdale defense. Looks from that angle, the snap maybe just got away from McComb. Cardoso doing all he can to stay in bounds and buy as much time as he possibly can.
Good job by Caruso getting that pass off so that it goes back to the line of scrimmage. I think Ponitz had some illegal receivers downfield. I looked downfield, they had a couple of linemen standing on the goal line. They got away with one there.
Throw was back towards the 30-yard line, and the holder, McComb. So Meadowdale, after a blocked punt where they were pinned inside their own 5-yard line, it doesn't come back to hurt them, but they take over with 1:21 to go in the second quarter at their own 7-yard line. Do you take a couple of these, Coach, or do you try to get a couple more plays out of it, especially based on how well Fleming's been running the ball?
Well, this is City League. You don't take knees. You play football in the city.
Skates back in at quarterback, and this is Davion Fleming running to the right side. Quickly out past the 10, past the 15, and he may be very close to a first down pickup on the first play of the drive. And yes, they will give it to him. That's a first down presented by All Seal Home Improvement. From the 7 out to the 19, so that's a 12-yard gain. Now, how many more of those can the Lions get with under 1:10 now to go in the second quarter? To repeat, that first down presented by All Seal Home Improvement. And Fleming again, back up the middle. Out to the 25-yard line, taken down at the 26. That was Storm White coming back on coverage to make the tackle. Meadowdale does have 2 timeouts as we are now under 50 seconds to go in the first half. Skates lost the ball on the handoff, had to jump on it to prevent the turnover. So that's going to be a loss on the play, going to bring up 3rd and about 8 from near the 20-yard line. Clock is still running, though Meadowdale does have 2 timeouts, but the Lions say that will be it for the first half. They're already headed toward the locker room. So opportunities for both teams, but as you see, there were also some miscues. The drop on miscommunication on the handoff between Fleming. Skates did very well to prevent the turnover, but the clock does run out for the first half. No score between the Golden Panthers and the Lions. A very tight, even game as Ponitz and Meadowdale trying to finish the season with a win, and a lot to play for in this second half. Alex King right now ready to speak with Meadowdale acting head coach Lucius DeReese, and let's go down to Alex right now.
That's right. We're here with acting head coach for Meadowdale, and we're still at 0-0. So talk about kind of what needs to happen to make this go.
Well, first of all, we need to score some points. We need to stay running the ball. Our blocking is breaking out just a little bit too much. So we're going to get in there and just talk to them and pick up on them, tell them what they need to do, their assignments and everything else. So.
Yeah, and talk about some of the strengths that your team does bring to the field.
Well, the defense is strong. The seniors this year are playing outstanding on defense. But our strong point is defense.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to send it back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Alex. Scoreless after 24 minutes, and the halftime show is next, presented by Wright and Schulte. You're watching Premier Health Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. Halftime up next.
Halftime is sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
Next, we have the
Right now, score is 0-0. We're in halftime, and I spoke with Victoria Jones with Dayton Public Schools about the renovations going on here at Welcome Stadium. And I'm here now with Victoria Jones, the Executive Director of Athletics at Dayton Public Schools. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah, okay, so obviously we're seeing some work being done here behind us. So talk about the process so far. I know you said that it's kind of the beginning, so talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we're just excited to be able to be in this position. We want to thank Dr. Lally and our Board of Education. But right now we have a brand new, awesome field. And we're doing some renovations in our stands where we got the guardrails now, and we're doing the handicap accessibility. And in the far section over there, we're doing coating to our stands right now. So, and then after our season is over, we're going to lay the track so it can be ready for the spring. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see it and talk about, I mean, obviously you're kind of taking out a section of your stadium. So talk about how that's kind of been.
Well, I will say we have adjusted well, including our opponents, so we are grateful for that. UD, they have adjusted as well. So we hadn't seen a great challenge with it, and those times that we feel we have adjusted on the spot. So we're excited that we were able to accommodate and not get displaced.
Absolutely. And do you have a timeline of when things will be done?
Well, it's in phases. So right now, I would consider us towards the end of phase 1, and then we have phase 2 and phase 3.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure everyone's excited to see it. Talk about what it feels like to be able to do this.
It's awesome, and I always tell people all the time, it's a win for the community. We want to bring back concerts and the cheerleaders and the drill team. So it's not just for Dayton Public Schools, but for the community.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more halftime coming up after this break.
Throughout the 2022 season, the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group will recognize an exceptional senior student scholar athlete from each participating school. Here are this week's Jeff Schmidt Auto Group scholar athletes. From Ponitz, Trayvon Montgomery. Trayvon is a member of the football, basketball, and track and field teams and has a 3.89 GPA. He's in the top 5 on the football team in tackles and second on the team for sacks this season. Trayvon has made the principals list every grading period and has never fallen below a 3.5 GPA. He hopes to attend either Ball State University or the University of Louisville, and he plans to become a mechanical engineer. From Meadowdale, Chris Devons. Chris is a member of the football and basketball teams and has a 3.7 GPA. Chris has received his CPR certification through his school's exercise science pathway and has earned the Principal's Award multiple times. He's been a part of Meadowdale's Best Breakfast multiple times because of his academic performance. Chris hopes to continue his football career on the collegiate level.
The Jeff Schmidt Auto Group is proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete Award, featured on Thursday Night Lights. We are honored to recognize these scholar athletes from all over the Miami Valley for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements.
Welcome back. It's Thursday Night Lights. We're at halftime, and I'm here with the opponent, scholar athlete Trayvon Montgomery. How you doing today? How you feeling?
Good, and you?
Good. So first off, just talk about what it feels like to have this plaque.
It feels great. It feels like I won a reward for all the hard work I've been doing during this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about this year. I mean, it's been a wild season. Talk about how you're feeling about it.
I feel like that even though we didn't get to do what we planned to at the beginning, I feel like I can still go out strong.
Absolutely. And of course, your teammates looking up to you. This is a great honor. Talk about, what it feels like to have this and just to have your players kind of looking up to you, your teammates.
It feels great. It feels like I'm giving a positive image for all my younger teammates, and I feel like I can really help them push forward with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk about your plans after high school.
My plans is to go to college and be a mechanical engineer.
Wow, nice. Why mechanical engineering?
Well, it's been my dream since I was a kid.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you so much. And our second scholar athlete joining us now, Chris Devons. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, just ready to play this game and finish the season off strong.
Absolutely. And talk about this, what this feels like. Obviously, a really great thing for your teammates to look up to.
Yeah. This is just, I don't know, I can't even explain it. So many feelings going through my body right now because I ain't never had something like this. And it feels so good that I accomplished something in my life, in my high school career, and it just feels so good.
Absolutely. And obviously, this is leading up to, you got your senior year, you're about to graduate. Talk about your plans after high school.
After high school, I plan on going to college, playing college ball if possible, and I really want to be an athletic trainer. So I want to study exercise science and be an athletic trainer, and that's like my passion. That's what I really want to do.
I love that. That's awesome. Great transition into it. Talk about what this means. I mean, obviously you're giving something for your teammates to look up to. Talk about what that means.
It's just a single step. My teammates see me doing this, see it's possible for our school, for people to earn a reward, so they start working harder, start getting in the books more, so they can be just like, winning scholar awards just like me.
Love that. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Chris.
You're welcome.
And we're still 0-0 at the half, but we'll be right back after the break. And we're here. It's still halftime, 0-0. I'm here with Kimani, who's with the Ponitz cheer team. How are you feeling tonight?
Good.
Yeah.
It's cold, but it's fine.
Absolutely. Well, talk about how are you feeling about the game so far? Obviously a little slow start, but how are you feeling?
It's fine. I feel like we're going to take a W today, but we're going to see. We're just going to see how it takes.
Love the positive energy. And as you mentioned, it's a little cold. Are you guys feeling warm while you're moving or no?
Yes, you get warm when you move, and when you cheer, you got to get moved, but you're going to get cold when you stop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously it's week 10. How have you felt throughout the season for your team?
We lost a couple games, but we still have positive energy, so it's been cool for real.
That's what it's all about, right, is the positive energy. And, of course, we've got a decent crowd here tonight to talk about what it's like to have the crowd here.
Yes. It's been fun, other than the losses, but it's been cool.
Yeah, and talk about the importance of, being out here and getting the crowd up out of their seats and getting them excited for the game. I mean, obviously that's motivation for the football team as well. So how does that talk about the importance of that?
The importance of it is basically like just hyping your crowd up, like, because sometimes they be down because we lost, but just hype them up. They like, oh, we lost, but we still had a positive cheerleading team. So yeah.
How are you feeling about the second half?
Let's hope we take a W. That's all I can say. Let's take a W.
Absolutely. And talk about some of the preparations that go into preparing for game night.
Of course we.
How do you practice?
We work out, do all of that. We just go over all our chants, make sure our motion's tight, and make sure our voices is loud.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's one of your favorite cheers that you guys do?
I say don't forget our props.
Love that. Awesome. And of course, we talked about, it's obviously Meadowdale senior night, but obviously it's not like slowing you guys down. You're still motivated. You're still excited. Talk about the importance. Tell us about the importance of just really staying connected with your team, staying connected with your crowd, staying connected with your fellow cheerleaders as well.
Just keep a smile on your face, positive energy. Once you keep your positive energy, then the whole team will be turned. So
absolutely. And what do you think needs to happen to get some points?
The boys need to fight and keep going and keep the energy up.
Absolutely, and we need to keep our energy up as well as the night goes on, because it is getting colder and colder out here. It's obviously dark outside at this point, but she's still got a smile on her face. She is good. She is happy. The rest of the team has been moving around, and the other cheerleaders have been moving around as well. Obviously you guys are standing right next to each other. Is that kind of keeping you motivated throughout the night as well?
Yes, kind of, because we get to hear what they're doing, and then they get to hear what we're doing. So, yeah, it's kind of fun.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kimani. I appreciate it. We're going to send it back to break.
Welcome back to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. It is scoreless as we are moments away from the start of the second half, as the Ponitz Golden Panthers and Meadowdale Lions unable to find points, but that is not without some effort. There have been plenty of big plays for both teams, especially on the opening drives of the game for the Meadowdale offense. And a big reason why that young man, number 3, Davion Fleming, the senior, he alone has 8 carries for 81 yards. Even with Meadowdale being unable to capitalize on those opportunities. But here's one of the big turning points. A catch there for Fleming off the passenger side of Skates. But on this play, on third down, Skates was met for a big loss. They went for it on fourth down. The pass was incomplete. The opponents' first drive, they have a running back of their own who wears number 3. He's able to go several yards and pick up a significant amount of yards himself. Storm White, he's had a very effective game offensively. However, Ponitz would have to punt on their opening drive. Meadowdale would go back to what worked on their first drive. Davion Fleming able to get one first down there, and a nice first down pickup here as both of their first two drives would go past midfield. But here's one of the significant plays of the game. One of the few times Skates goes downfield. Devontae Barnes with the interception. And then on a later play, Meadowdale pinned inside their own 10. Fleming able to buy some time, but then this play right here, Skates forced back inside his own 5, a two-man combination for the sack, and then the ensuing punt blocked by Ponitz. They took over in the red zone. However, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt and a bobbled snap. Ronaldo Cardoso unable to capitalize, so that is where we are now, a scoreless game. As we take a look at the stats, Ponitz has had the more success running the ball, but Meadowdale, it's come down to one-man Davion Fleming. He's been the one-man catalyst for that Lion offense coach in place.
Good defensive half, a lot of mistakes, penalties hurting them both nights. I look for one of those two number 3s to break one long one the second half, be the difference in the game. Two good senior tailbacks.
Right now, Alex King is with Ponitz head coach Daryl Wilson. We are going to take a quick break, as a matter of fact. Second half coming up next. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton.
Halftime has been sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
I'm attorney Michael Allwright. I'm proud to be a sponsor of Thursday Night Lights again this year. I'm happy to take part in such a great community event. It is an honor to support this sponsorship, bringing families, communities, and people together to celebrate the sportsmanship of all athletes. Let's all celebrate together, and remember, if you've been injured in an accident, make the right choice.
We're about ready for the second half of Thursday Night Lights, but first, here's Alex King with Ponitz head coach Daryl Wilson.
And I'm here with Ponitz head coach Daryl Wilson. How are you feeling tonight, coach?
Oh, man, I wish the first half would have went a little bit better, but I believe in my boys, and I know they're going to come out the second half and play Ponitz football.
Yeah, absolutely. So what needs to happen to see some points on that board?
Well, we have to capitalize on opportunities. We was inside the red zone right before halftime, walked away with no points. It's unlike us to make those type of mistakes, so we have to learn from that and bring it into the second half so that we can capitalize on those type of opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you so much, coach. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Take care.
And we'll be back.
Thank you, Alex. As you heard Coach Daryl Wilson mention, taking advantage of opportunities. Well, a big opportunity as we get ready for the kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte. Ponitz is getting the ball first to start this third quarter. Going from left to right across your screen, they are going toward the south end zone. Jonathan Warren boots the ball away toward the direction of Storm White, but the ball goes out of play, so that alone will be a plus for the Ponitz offense, starting it perhaps better than expected field position.
We saw at halftime Michael Allwright, the attorney. I remember when I was head coach at Ponitz. By the way, I was the head coach at Ponitz for 3 years. I loved it.
It's an illegal kick. Kicking team. Kick went out of bounds. Be first down. Ponitz, 35-yard line.
I mentioned Michael Allwright. His son was an outstanding quarterback for Dayton Christian. We had a battle between Ponitz and Dayton Christian here. Michael Wright, he's a supporter of a lot of good things in the community. Michael, thanks for what you do. And, man, your son was one heck of a quarterback back in his day at Dayton Christian, which wasn't too many years ago.
So first and 10 from the 35, Ponitz, as they start their first drive of the second half. And they look to open the scoring in the season finale for both teams. This is Storm White running to the left, trying to get past one tackle. There is a flag right about where contact was first made around the 36-yard line. That was one thing that both teams will want to work on, especially towards the end of the first half. There were a little bit more flags than we had seen in the first quarter. As we wait for the call from Tim Dunaway. The indication there, it looks like holding opponents.
Offense, number 6. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So that's going to mean first and long upcoming for the Golden Panthers. Again, this is game 1 of 4. A busy weekend here at Welcome Stadium. Of course, tonight between Ponitz and Meadowdale. One game tomorrow, Trotwood Madison taking on Thurgood Marshall. And then 2 games on Saturday. First, a college game at 1, University of Dayton hosting Stetson. And then Belmont and Dunbar at 7 o'clock. Dunbar can win the DPS regular season title outright with a win against Belmont. This is a handoff up the middle to Storm White. Gets a small carry. Ball was ruled dead for progress before it came loose, so no fumble on the play. It will be 2nd and long, though, upcoming for the Golden Panthers. Again, a busy weekend here for Welcome Stadium, including a chance for the Flyers to continue a new streak of scoring in the consecutive games. They had scored in 501 straight games dating back to 1976. That streak came to an end 2 weeks ago with a shutout loss at Butler. They rebounded with a 24-7 win this past Saturday at Marist. This will be their first home game since then when they take on the Hatters from Stetson. 2nd down and long, McComb under center. It's a handoff to Tyron Brown. Gets out, spins past the 30, so 3rd and roughly 13 upcoming.
Hey, Tyron Brown and Stroll White, the 2 running backs, they're brothers. Tyron Brown, another one of those basketball players that Coach Wilson got to come out for football. He's a starting point guard on a good Ponitz basketball team. They could make some damage in the area with Brown, and of course Deshaun Anderson, returning player of the year.
Of course, playing football, that always helps. A lot of coaches in various places around the country, they're preaching, it used to be against the norm that you play multiple sports. Now it is the norm, and something that all coaches encourage. 3rd down and 13 from the 31. Line to gain is the 45, and McComb in the shotgun. Looking downfield, down the right side. His pass intended for Anderson, and we do have a flag on the play. So after Meadowdale was given the chance to put Ponitz under pressure, it appears Ponitz may have an automatic 1st down upcoming.
Pass interference, defense number 8. That 15-yard penalty will result in a 1st down.
So no score here as we're about 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter. As you see, DeJuan Anderson, the intended receiver. Seeing a lot of similarities to our game back in week 6, Butler and Stebbins. The defenses making their presences known until the 4th quarter when the offenses found pay dirt. But here's a 1st down for Ponitz. It's a handoff up the middle. It's Storm White cutting to his right across midfield. So it will be 2nd and short upcoming, 2nd and about 5 from the 49-yard line. Only the 2nd time the Golden Panthers have gotten past the 50. Meadowdale won the coin toss and took the ball first. So Ponitz, this is their first drive, the first drive period of the 2nd half. Meadowdale took almost 8 minutes off the clock on their first drive before it ultimately ended in a turnover on downs. As this is McComb on the keeper. He will get close to the 45-yard line. It will be 3rd and very short upcoming for the Golden Panthers. Like you said, Coach Place, these are 2 teams that they love ball control. They love to take up as much clock as they can, limit the opportunities for the opposing offense. Under 8:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 1 from the 45. McComb tries the QB keeper up the middle and couldn't get any gain on the play. He was forced to roll to his left. So it's 4th down and 1. Do you go for it here, Coach?
Absolutely. You know, this is City League ball. You know, another lose. Let's throw that all out. Week 10, not going to the playoffs. Show up to win. Well, that's 54. He is just all over the place tonight. That's Christopher, our scholar athlete. Glad to hear he was in the exercise science program. That's Coach Adrian Warfield out there at Meadowdale. He does a great job. Former Chaminade Julianne star, went down and played football, Georgia Con, Kentucky. Adrian Warfield does a great job with the exercise physiology class at Meadowdale High.
They are going for it on 4th and 1. And White met in the backfield by Devons. That's going to be a loss on the play and a huge play by the Lion defense for the turnover on downs. Looked like a couple of early movements on both sides of the ball, but no flag. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Lions offense. Can they capitalize on the opportunity with 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter? We'll find out after this break. You're watching Premier Health Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. 7:06 to play in the 3rd quarter. No score between the Ponitz Golden Panthers and Meadowdale Lions on this, the season finale for 2022 Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. Meadowdale defense forcing a turnover on downs after holding Storm White to no gain. After the Golden Panthers went for it on 4th down, they could not pick up that yard required to move the chains. And Meadowdale takes over at their own 48-yard line for their first drive of the 2nd half. Their opening drive of the game, they took up a lot of clock and got past midfield before ultimately turning the ball over on downs. But right now they're 52 yards from the opening score of the game. And the first play of that drive, it's Davion Fleming quickly past midfield out to the 48, trying to gain maybe 1 or 2 more yards. And they will mark forward progress at the Ponitz 48-yard line. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6 upcoming.
Yeah, last drive, Matt, it was nice to see the big scholar athlete, Chris DeVagas, make the big play. Good athlete, good player, having a heck of a game in his last game of senior year. He'll remember this for a long time on Thursday Night Lights. Just outstanding scholar athlete.
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. Very, very articulate young man. He was aware of what was at stake, even with the fact that Meadowdale, their season will end after tonight. There was still a lot to play for. He was fully aware of that fact. On 2nd down, Skates rolling to his right. And he's eventually pushed out of bounds for a big loss as he could not get rid of the ball in time. That was number 16, DeMont Graves, on the coverage to knock Skates out of bounds. And it will be 3rd and very long upcoming for the Lions with 6:10 to go in the 3rd. Loss of 4 on the play, so 3rd and 11. Looked like he was always intending on running the ball, trying to find an opening on that far sideline, but he couldn't find any. It was Graves, and then there was another defender right behind him on cleanup duty. Third down and 12, the official ruling. The line to gain is the Ponitz 42-yard line. Meadowdale hasn't necessarily had the best of success on 3rd and long situations. But here's Skates with a handoff to Fleming. Got a hole on the left side, back inside the 50, back inside the 45, and he will be close to a 1st down. It may be short by just a yard, but there is a flag on the play.
Offense, number 55. The 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So instead of a 4th and short, it's going to be 3rd and even longer. It was 3rd and 12. Now it's going to be 3rd and 22.
Hey, man, at halftime, we got stats. They were from Tony Rakestraw. Tony keeps the stats for Dayton Public Schools every game. He is a fixture in Dayton Public Schools. I remember 30 years ago when we had the Bayless Buyers Camp, and all you old-timers remember that. For 8 years there, we had it running. We had 1,200 young men come to this, one of the best camps in the state. Tony Rakestraw and his mom, Lena, were really a big part of that camp. You go, yeah, there's the hole. Oh, yeah, obvious. Tony Rakestraw's mom, Lena, fixtures, Dayton Public Schools. Love you, Tony.
So 3rd and 22, or 3rd and 18, pardon me. Ball is back at the Meadowdale 40-yard line. Again, the line to gain is the Ponitz 42. It's a pitch to the left side. It's Davion Fleming. Almost ran out of room. He's able to manage a 4-yard gain, but that's still going to be 4th down and very long. So for only the second time tonight, Meadowdale will bring on Jonathan Warren to punt the ball away.
Man, I look for a halfback pass somewhere later on in the game. They don't run that toss sweep on 3rd down. Both teams run it somewhere along the game. I'm looking for a halfback pass. That could be the game breaker here.
We've seen maybe 1 or 2 of those in the first half, but on a very limited basis. Jonathan Warren on to punt. 1 man back to receive for Ponitz around his own 30-yard line. That's number 3, Storm White. Could it be a special teams play that opens the scoring here as we are coming up on 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter? Warren gets the punt away, and the punt will go out of bounds. That was also important for the part of Meadowdale because they remember how to punt blocked. But Warren able to get this punt away, but Ponitz will take over for their second drive of the second half when we return after this break. Still no score at Welcome Stadium. Well, we saw it 4 weeks ago in Vandalia as Butler and Stebbins were scoreless. In fact, it went scoreless going into the 4th quarter. Those score here tonight, but there's been plenty of effort from both the Golden Panthers and the Lions, Coach Jim Place.
Yeah, good ball game, playing hard. Hey, a little bit about Darrell Wilson, head coach over there at Ponitz. He loves Thursday Night Lights for more than one reason. His son, Dre, is a starting defensive back for Wayne, so he'll get to go. There he is. Hey, Coach Wilson, you do a great job, man. Great job. But Dre's a starting defensive back as a junior for Wayne, so he'll go to the Wayne Centerville ball game tomorrow night, see his own son.
On 1st down, it's a pitch running out left is Storm White. He's able to gain about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. So it'll be 2nd and 9 upcoming. Again, as Coach Place mentioned, Wayne with a key game on the road at Centerville. Both teams already firmly in the Region 2 playoffs. Now they're playing for seeding, in Centerville's case, trying to solidify a top 4 seed, which will mean 2 home games in the playoffs, assuming, of course, they win their first round contest. Couple big matchups coming up tomorrow on week 10 of the high school football slate. A big one in Miamisburg, the Vikings taking on Springboro. But 2nd down here as McComb forced to scramble to his left, trying to buy as much time as he can. Broke 1 tackle, but will not break the 2nd. That was number 40 finally applying the pressure for the sack, Robert White, on the spot, and that will force a 3rd and long on the part of the Golden Panthers upcoming.
Defensive coordinator for Meadowdale is Doug Spears, the old Northridge guy. He brought some heat that time, brought some linebackers. Coach Spears, he's a veteran. He's been around, Northridge guy. I was talking about Coach Wilson's family. His son, Darrell Jr., also played at Wayne. Back then, Coach Wilson wasn't coaching, so he could see all his games. Very proud of his daughter, Dominique. She's 26-year-old, Rice State grad, now a social worker. His wife, Christy, she's in finance. Remember, Coach Wilson was in finance for 25 years and said, I want to coach. He's got 2 masters. You know what? He not only quit his finance business, he teaches math at the high school. Got a tremendous bond with the players. Remember I told you that the basketball players are playing football? That's due to the bond that was created by Coach Wilson. He says, the kids trust me. The young men trust me, so they come out for football. It's worked well for Ponitz. Good job, Coach Wilson. Hillsdale College played football.
3rd and 15 for the Golden Panthers as McComb again met in the backfield. He's able to turn the play into a positive gain, but not for very much as he is stopped again by number 40, Robert White. So back-to-back plays for White. I don't know if you saw on the replay, but the ball actually came loose. It was Willie Metcalf preventing the turnover just as he did for the Golden Panthers back in the first half. So Ponitz prevents a turnover, but it is now 4th and long. They have no choice but to punt.
If it goes to overtime, you might have to give the advantage to Ponitz with their outstanding kicker, Bernardo Cardoso. But Meadowdale's got a good kicker also, but little advantage to Ponitz if it has to go to OT.
Yeah, you can hardly fault Cardoso for the 1 field goal attempt late in the 2nd quarter. It was a wild snap. It was all Cardoso could do to channel his inner Garo Yepremian. It did not go for a return, but this punt will not be returned either. It will be down at the Meadowdale 22-yard line. So 1:49 to go in the third quarter. Still no score between the Golden Panthers and the Lions. Again, both teams right now 2-1 in league play, the Dayton Public Schools City League. Both their wins came against Belmont and Thurgood Marshall. Each team lost against Dunbar. So whoever wins tonight will finish 3-1 in league play. That means they could have a share of the title if Belmont upsets Dunbar on Saturday. That game will be Saturday night right here at Welcome Stadium. That will be the fourth game of a busy weekend here at Welcome Stadium. Again, Trotwood Madison and Thurgood Marshall tomorrow. Then University of Dayton on Saturday afternoon hosting Stetson. And then the busy weekend concludes at 7 o'clock on Saturday night with the Bison and the Wolverines. On first down for Meadowdale from their own 22-yard line. Skates from the shotgun, handoff to Davion Fleming. And he's quickly back in the backfield by his opposite number, Storm White. That's going to be a loss of about 2.5, so second and long coming up. But that's been the calling card tonight for Meadowdale. Give the ball to 3, Davion Fleming. And more often than not, he has come through for the Lions.
Coach Wilson calls Storm White the heart and soul of the team. You can see why. He's all over offense, defense. Outstanding 3-year starter, first team All-City last year.
Under 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Closest either team has come to scoring was Ponitz late in the second quarter after a blocked punt gave them a first and goal from the 10. That drive ultimately ending in a missed field goal attempt. On second and long, this is number 11. Able to get a positive gain out to about the 26-yard line. That is Courtney Russell. But we do have a flag on the play. Is it a foul on Ponitz, and they're discussing what Meadowdale wants to do to accept the penalty or not?
Offensive coordinator for Meadowdale's James Scott. Outstanding football player. Thurgood Marshall went down had a good career at UC. Outstanding Division I player. Coached at West Carrollton a little bit. James Scott, he's one
on each team. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 7. That's his first. Personal dead ball, personal foul. Offense, number 4. Penalties offset.
wide receiver and defensive back got a little extracurricular right in front of the Meadowdale bench. Hey, number 7, Christopher Walker, if you're going to get into it, don't get into it right in front of the Meadowdale bench.
Third down.
James Scott, there's a future head coach. You know, you're looking around the city and say, who will be the next generation of head coaches here? James Scott's going to be one of them. Really a good player at UC.
All right, now the referee Tim Dunaway conferring with the acting head coach for Meadowdale, Lucius DeReese.
He's done a nice job tonight. I've been impressed with Coach DeReese. Really held his team together, a lot of discipline. Going to do a job with him. Shep would be proud. I'll miss Big Shep, though. Shep played basketball and football at Meadowdale, all Ohio in both sports, Georgia Tech, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, Derek Shepard. Oh, I love Big Shep. Coached for me 3 years down at Ponitz. I was head football coach at Ponitz for 3 years. Loved my time at Ponitz.
The official ruling on the play, it's 3rd and 7 as a result of the offsetting penalties, and now we have some early movement on who moved first.
Dead ball, false start, offense number 72. It's a 5-yard penalty, third down.
That will make it 3rd and 12 now from about the 21. Again, the line to gain is the Meadowdale 32-yard line as both teams trying to get that all-important first score as the game continues to stay scoreless as we're now in the final minute of the third quarter. How much more important that first score will become. And another flag.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 2. It's a 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So what was 3rd and 7 at one point is now 3rd and 17. Meadowdale is back inside their own 20-yard line, so...
Yeah, I mentioned Big Shep, Derek Shepard. Miss you, Big Shep. Oh, but my heart goes out to you. I know you got the family situation. You know, his son, Derek Shepard Jr., freshman down at UC. I got to take him out to dinner Wednesday night. My grandson and I took baby Shep. He's not baby Shep anymore. When Shep was coaching for me, Derek Jr. was in the 6th grade. We called him baby Shep.
Due to the running clock, neither team is going to run a play, and it looks like, yes, the clock will run out on the third quarter. So 36 minutes played here at Welcome Stadium. Still no score. What will come in the fourth quarter? We'll find out on the final quarter of Thursday Night Lights in 2022. Timeout from Dayton. As we get set for the fourth quarter, welcome back to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. We are live from Welcome Stadium. See just off to the right of your screen, the University of Dayton Arena. University of Dayton Flyers basketball getting ready for their season. The Flyer men, the overwhelming favorite, though not unanimous pick to win the Atlantic 10. They were ranked 24th in the AP preseason poll back on Monday. Their season opener officially on November 7th. But back here at football, it's 3rd and very long for the Lions as Skates running to his left. Again, finding himself under pressure inside his 5. Got to be careful to avoid the safety. He's met inside the end zone. Ball comes loose. So what's the ruling? Skates had contact made in the end zone by Dreon McComb, and the ball came loose. They ruled the ball came loose before Skates got down. It will be 4th down from the half-yard line. So a significant play to open the fourth quarter as Skates trying to buy time, evading first Trayvon Montgomery, but he eventually could not get past and break Dreon McComb. And it was ruled a fumble, but recovered on the half-yard line. So Jonathan Warren onto punt, but with very little room for error. Warren does get the punt off, but it's going to be another very short field for Ponitz at about the 25-yard line to what will be their second best starting position of the night with 10:47 to go in the game. As here's a look at the Thursday Night Lights Champions Trophy. It's sponsored by Rand Associates. 9 different schools have had the chance to hoist the trophy after the game, and tonight, either the Golden Panthers or the Lions will be meeting on the field with Alex King to receive the Week 10 Champions Trophy presented by Rand Associates. There's a look at Derek Lushy and the excellent camera angle he's providing of the TNL trophy. First and 10 for Ponitz as they look to open the scoring from the Meadowdale 25-yard line. It's White off one tackle inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So the Golden Panthers, for the second time tonight, are in the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. Ponitz now their second trip inside the red zone. Meadowdale has still to get in the red zone today. But now a fumble on the snap. Meadowdale indicating they may have recovered it. A miscommunication on the handoff between McComb and White. A scramble for the ball, and it is Meadowdale recovery. A significant turnover with 10:14 to go in the game, and the Lions behind the 8 ball to start the fourth quarter. But a huge loss on the play, a less than ideal punt, but it does not come back to hurt them. Here's a look at the replay. Looked like it was a Meadowdale defender that got in and maybe bumped McComb that jarred the ball loose. White never really had a handle. This was an earlier play when White gained about 6 yards to take the Golden Panthers into the red zone. The Ponitz with, I believe, their first turnover of the game, right when they were in a great spot to potentially open the scoring. Meadowdale ball with just over 10 minutes to go, regulation time. Fleming able to shake a couple of defenders and pick up a positive gain on the play, but it will be second and about 7 upcoming. Fleming quickly found himself under pressure, but able to weave in between Shane Benson and another Ponitz defender. What could have been a loss ends up being a small gain, as we're now under 9:40 to play. Official ruling is no gain on the play, so 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. It's a handoff to Davion Fleming. Quickly picked up about 4, so 3rd and a little bit more manageable as opposed to 3rd and long, which Meadowdale has struggled more over the course of this game. They have fared significantly better on 3rd and shorter situations, and that's what they encounter here. 3rd and about 4 upcoming. Under 9 minutes to go. Need to get the ball to the 33-yard line. Fleming again out to the left side, has enough for the first down, and he is quickly out past the 35-yard line. And that is a first down for the Lions, presented by All Seal Home Improvement. Fleming continues to be the workhorse for the Lions. A big part of their success on offense so far. But now what they want is to get him into the end zone. How fitting would it be, Coach Place, to have Fleming or White be the one to open the scoring after a bunch of significant plays on both their parts? They have certainly earned the right to have a touchdown here tonight. Coming up on 8 minutes to go, regulation time. It is Fleming again up the middle, out to the 40-yard line. Forward progress by my count has him to the 43. So that will be a gain of about 7. 2nd and 3 upcoming for the Lions. Meadowdale 3-6. Trying to finish 4-6 on the season. Opponents right now 2-7, so opponents win means both teams finish at 3-7, but all 3 opponents' wins would come against Dayton Public Schools competition.
Here's a little chip. You got to realize how important this game is to both of these teams. You know what? There's a magic word, Matt, and that magic word is called city. I'll tell you what city means. These young men have grown up with each other. There's a good chance that the rest of their lives are going to be friends with each other. I'm going to finish city after this play.
And it looks like a mix-up. It's going to result in a loss on the play. Malik Thomas got the carry, and I think he may have run into his own man. That caused a loss on the play. So from 2nd and 3, it's going to become 3rd and about 6.
When you go to practice and you're going to play, and I was proud to coach in Dayton Public Schools at Ponitz High School. The Golden Panthers were watching tonight. But when we played a public school game, you heard the word city all week long. And what that meant was this. You're going to be friends with these guys the rest of your lives because you're all going to live in the city. Tonight, the game is about bragging rights for the rest of your lives. That's what city means. That's why this game is so important to these young men. That's why I love coaching in Dayton Public School. Great young men. Game of football means a lot to them.
And again, should Belmont beat Dunbar on Saturday, that means the winner of this game would be a co-champion for 2022 in the City League. Handoff up the middle on 3rd down, met for minimal gain is Davion Fleming, so it's going to be 4th down as we are now closing in on 6 minutes to go. Fleming a little slow to get up, able to walk on his own, but the cold temperature I think may be getting to them as well. It has been breezy and chilly this afternoon and evening. So Jonathan Warren to punt as we're now.
This is an illegal formation. They got 5 in the back, 6 in the backfield. I can't believe that doesn't get called.
Storm White, the lone man in position to receive. He's going to let the ball bounce. And it takes a pro Ponitz bounce before eventually settling at the 46-yard line. So 5:24 to go regulation. Ponitz 54 yards away from the end zone and perhaps opening the scoring with a decisive score. You're watching Thursday My TV Dayton. 5 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Regulation time here at Welcome Stadium on the 2022 season finale of Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. Matt Digby, Jim Place, Alex King. As Ponitz with the ball at their own 46-yard line, trying to open the scoring against Meadowdale. Ponitz coming off their win last week over Belmont. 20-7 was the score that night at Welcome Stadium. Meadowdale looking to bounce back from last week's loss when they were kept scoreless on the road at Trotwood Madison. Screen pass complete to Day1 Anderson, his first completion of the second half, and that's good enough for a first down presented by All Seal Home Improvement, and that moves the Golden Panthers past the 50 to the Meadowdale 40-yard line. Perfect read on the part of McComb to find Anderson.
That's called a rocket or a jailbreak, where they throw the ball to the outside receiver, the inside receivers block out, the offensive tackle goes and peels off the corner. Jailbreak or rocket, great play. Everybody runs it.
So 5:17 to go in the contest. First down and 10 for Ponitz after the completion to Anderson, his first reception of the second half, to repeat. Miscommunication, almost a bobbled snap. A handoff to White, and he quickly finds a hole up in the middle, inside the 30, close to the 25, and that's another first down pickup. Another first down for the Golden Panthers, presented by All Seal Home Improvement. So 2 plays, 2 first downs. Ponitz wanting to get on the scoreboard first, especially with 5 minutes to go in the game. You see almost a bobbled snap right off the exchange from McComb, and that was a bobbled handoff that led to a turnover when Ponitz was in great position to open the scoring on their previous drive, but Meadowdale had the heads-up awareness to recover the fumble. Ball marked at the 26-yard line. McComb looking to the air, over the middle for Anderson. He had a step on the defender, but the pass just beyond the reach. Otherwise, it would have been a touchdown. Right play call in that situation. Anderson, again, he had a step. McComb looked, maybe he just got a little too eager on the pass.
Second and 10.
4:36 to go, regulation time. 26 yards away are the Golden Panthers. They'd be looking at a 43-yard field goal attempt if they were to attempt it from that distance. As White gets the carry, did well to break out of one tackle, but did not break out of the second. That was Richard Coleman on the coverage.
He's been all over the field. 190-pound senior. He was the one that blew up the one play in the backfield that disrupted the opponent's drive and caused the fumble. Richard Coleman's been all over the field. Look at him. He's a hitter. Remember, this is a city. This is important to these young men.
And it caused a slight loss on the play, so third and the better part, closer to 11. And the line to gain to the 16-yard line, as we're now under 4 minutes. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. McComb from the shotgun. Looking to the right side, intended for Anderson. And the pass is incomplete, no flag, so that brings up 4th down. And should they attempt it, it would be a 44-yard field goal attempt. Here's another look at the play. McComb, second time this series, looking for Anderson. That was Demarion Fleming, Davion's younger brother, on the coverage.
Let me check with Tony. Tony Rakestraw, what's the city record for a field goal? Is this close to a DPS record? Tony thinks maybe.
This will be a 45-yard attempt from Cardoso from the right hash. Snap down, kick is on the way, and it is off to the left, no good. So Ponitz with 2 field goal attempts, but none of them were successful, and Meadowdale will take over with 3.5 minutes to go. A dramatic finale in store on the season finale of Thursday Night Lights. Timeout from Welcome Stadium. This was just a moment ago, a 45-yard field goal attempt by Ronaldo Cardoso. It was way off to the left from the second he kicked the ball. But, Coach Place, you think there's a penalty in here?
This is the top official, Tim Dunaway. But you know what? You got to protect the kicker. He's got to be able to follow through. If you hit him on his follow through, that's roughing the kicker. And Coach Jim Place could be wrong. Cardoso wants it. Ronaldo, Coach Place agrees with you. I think I would have called that. You've got to let the kicker follow through. That's why when you teach the players to how to block a kick, they always go to the 6-yard mark. They never go right up against the kicker.
Because the kick went back out the back of the end zone, it results in a touchback. So 1st and 10 for Meadowdale from their own 20-yard line. And this is Davion Fleming up the middle. Got maybe about 1.5 yards before forward progress was stopped. As we are now under 3:20 to go, still scoreless. Both teams trying to close 2022 with a win. Three minutes to go on a brisk evening at Welcome Stadium. Those who have made the trip out here have done so bringing layers.
Both these teams have had heartbreaking losses this year. Ponitz lost an OT to Dunbar, and how about this? They lost on a Hail Mary pass to Carroll at GCL school. So both these teams have experienced some tough losses this year, and one of them is going to experience a tough loss tonight.
On second down, Fleming with the carry up the middle. That's a gain of about 5. It will mean 3rd and 4 from about the 26. As again, we're now coming up on 2 minutes to go in regulation. There will be overtime if the score is still level at the end of regulation. I think right now, based on the behavior of the team, I think both teams are in the mindset of getting ready for overtime. But still a lot can happen in the remaining 2 minutes to go here. 3rd down and 4. This is Davion Fleming. Cuts to the right, picks up a first down. Out to the 35, out to the 39-yard line. So that's going to be a Lion first down presented by All Seal Home Improvement. That stops the clock while they move the chains. Again, both teams do have all 3 timeouts.
The big guy, Chris DeVos, is limping around about there. He's got my vote for MVP. He's been dominating on both sides of the line of scrimmage. He's limping. Senior athlete, last game, he's playing his heart out, 54.
He's done very well to put opponents under pressure while at the same time creating holes for his running back, Davion Fleming.
If Meadowdale's going to start using their timeouts.
Fleming to the right this time, quickly out to the 45 and met at the 47-yard line, so a gain of about 7. And now comes the first timeout with a minute 20-some seconds to go in regulation time. Again, there will be overtime if the scores are still level at the end of regulation tonight. There will be a winner, and there will be a team joining Alex King on the field post-game to claim the TNL trophy presented by Rand Associates.
Yeah, I like those gold numbers on the side of the opponent's helmets. Those are sharp. Gold number on one side, opponents on the other side. Coach Daryl Wilson's got a little style. You know, he owns a sporting goods store out there in Vandalia, so he's got a flair for athletic style.
And my favorite part of those gold numbers, they're easy for us to see from our location in the booth.
You know why we got a little pause? You know, I mentioned Derek Shepard Jr. playing football for UC. Big Shep's got 2 daughters. Deshae Shepard, she's a freshman who made varsity at Alter High School in women's basketball. Remember, that's the defending state champs when you're talking about freshmen. So keep your eye on Deshae Shepard, all you women's basketball players. And Anna, she's a junior high cheerleader out of Northmont. Oh, Shep, he's proud of his family. I've known Shep since the days when he came to youth camps. Remember that, Tony?
Second down and 3 upcoming. Ball at the 47-yard line. A minute 24 to go in regulation time. Meadowdale has not attempted the field goal tonight. I don't believe they've gotten in the red zone, and they will not pick up the first down on this play. Fleming to about the 49, but he needed the 50, so we may see the second timeout called for the Lions here with a minute 11 and counting. Yes, they have called timeout with 1:08, so that is the second timeout for the Lions. They have 1 left. Ponitz, meanwhile, has all 3. In fact, they have not called a timeout. Now the clock is running again. Right now, a lot of miscommunication on both sidelines, it appears. Still communication going on between Tim Dunaway and the refereeing crew. Right now, Dunaway conferring with...
Please reset the game clock to a minute 8:108 and start it on my whistle, please.
So Tim Dunaway,
no timeout.
It looks like, yeah, he's conferring with Lucius DeReese that there was no formal timeout called. So now the game clock is running. And then Dunaway signaled for the clock to stop. Now the clock is running again.
And equipment repair. I like that when officials help players repair their equipment.
3rd and 1 from the 49. Fleming up the middle has enough for the first down, so the clock will stop while they move the chains, but not while Fleming, unless he is still down. Forward progress should mark him enough that they gain the first down, and that's what they will do. First down, Meadowdale, presented by All Seal Home Improvement. It comes with 49 seconds to go in regulation time. Again, Meadowdale has 2 timeouts at their disposal. Ponitz has all 3.
I think you're going to see a couple Hail Marys. Oh, Daryl Wilson, he's got nightmares of that Hail Mary where he lost game 1 out of Carroll High School. They were winning all the way down to the last seconds of the game. Coach Wilson still got nightmares on that one.
No timeout taken here, so the clock is running as Skates. Fumble on the handoff. And Ponitz all over it. They may have recovered. They have recovered.
Now we're going to see the Hail Mary the other way. And remember this, Deshaun Anderson, Wright State basketball commit. We're going to see the jump balls coming up here, and I guarantee you they'll have double coverage on number 5.
Well, that's the second time we've seen a miscommunication on the handoff in the second half alone, resulting in a turnover. So a potentially costly turnover for the Lion offense gives the Golden Panthers the ball and puts them at the Meadowdale 49-yard line.
That was big Julian Lee, the nose guard for the Golden Panthers, 6'2", 285, senior. He's a graduate. All these seniors, they had a nice senior night ceremony here at Welcome Stadium, a tribute to the senior football players, senior cheerleaders. Hey, if you haven't come to Dayton Public School and need to the cheerleaders, they are athletic, they do flips, they've really put on a show. Come on and support the Dayton Public Schools, the football teams, the cheerleaders. You know, Matt, you mentioned earlier both these teams are out of playoffs. You know, back in the old days, you have to wait till Sunday morning to find out who the playoff pairings are. Now there's a guy named Joe Eitel. And let me tell all you football fans, it's E-I-T-E-L. He has a computer site where you can go and he can tell you where you stand. If you win, you're going to finish 5th through 8th. If you lose, you're going to finish 8th through 9th. He's amazing. So you will know. And there's a lot of people watching this game because every game now affects everyone else's computer chances. JoeItel.com. He'll tell you who's in, who's out.
As on first down from the 49, McComb rolling to his right. No, he does not complete a pass. Daywan Anderson got separation from a defender, and he would have had enough yardage in front of him for at least a first down. Instead, it's a 2nd and 10 situation with 30 seconds to go. You mentioned Joe Eitel. He's been doing that. It's unofficial, but more often than not, it turns out to be exactly what the OHSAA playoff rankings turn out to be. He's been doing that since 2000. That last touch you mentioned, that's a more recent one where he will actually project, if you win, here's the seeding you can expect to find yourself in. If you lose, here's what will happen.
That's why now we're 16 in the playoff. All these games are important to somebody. Somebody's involved in this game. They say, well, listen, if Ponitz wins, we're in. If Meadowdale wins, we're out, and all this kind of stuff.
2nd down and 10 from the 49. McComb looking to his left. Finds an open man in Tyron Brown. That's complete inside the 30. And that is good for a Ponitz first down presented by All Seal Home Improvements. And probably the best news for Darrell Wilson and the Golden Panthers. It only took about 6 seconds off the clock. And there will be a timeout call.
Another chance for Cardoso. Might be a long one, but another chance for Cardoso.
Well, 24 seconds. You do have plenty of time for several plays, not just one. But perfect execution on that pass. McComb able to find Brown, who was able to find enough space for the catch. About a 20-yard gain, 19-yard gain officially. So they are to the 30-yard line.
Brown, he's the brother of Storm White, and he's also a starting point guard. I love seeing these basketball players out here. Basketball players play football, makes you better athletes. Be like Jawan Anderson. He had an offer in both sports, Ball State and football. And Wright State, of course, he's going to stay home and go to the Wright State Raiders. Grandson of Dwight Anderson. What a legend he is in this town.
So with Ponitz taking their second time out, they have 1st and 10 at the Meadowdale 30. 24 seconds to go, no score. Right now, they'd be looking at a 47-yard attempt for Ronaldo Cardoso, but Cardoso 0 for 2 on field goal attempts, although the first of those attempts in the first half was a botched snap. But on first down, looking right, complete pass to Daywan Anderson, but he is still in the field of play. They get inside the 30 to about the 28, but now the clock is running inside 20 seconds, and no choice for opponents but to call a timeout. They still have enough time for 1, maybe 2 plays, but at this point you can't worry about throwing across the middle of the field. You need to go down the sideline, Coach, right?
Correct. Anderson in the end zone.
And if you're Meadowdale, you put 2 guys, 3 guys on the goal line strictly for prevent defense?
Put 3 on Anderson. That's the guy they're going to throw the ball to. What are you talking about Dwight Anderson? He was a star being born. Kentucky, predicted to be an All-American, transferred to Southern Cal. They had a game at Southern Cal where he was warming up in the auxiliary gym. More people were in there watching him than watching the game out on the floor. He was that big of a show. Hey, speaking about legends, right next to me is Lyle Cole. Now, his nephew, Trent Cole, played at Xenia High, then UC. He's going to be inducted in the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame on November 27th. And all the Coles are legendary in this town. Oh, my gosh, if you don't know the name Cole, you don't know anything about the Dayton football. He's going to be inducted in the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame on November 27th. It'll be filled with Coles. Congratulations, Trent Cole. Miami Valley's proud of you, man.
2nd down and 9 with 14 seconds left.
There it is.
Throwing to his right.
Nice.
Pass is complete and enough for a first down inside the red zone. A first down pass complete to
that was pretty.
Daywan Anderson. So a first down presented by All Seal Home Improvement. And it means the Golden Panthers have entered the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at Donatos.com. Every piece is important.
Matt, does it remind you of Butler and Stebbins? Field goal, last play of the game?
It does. Shades of Butler Stebbins, and I believe they're going to try it now. 9 seconds left.
Yep.
Meadowdale does have 2 timeouts. And they have just called their second one. So 9 seconds. You do have time, especially if McComb gets rid of the ball early, to try at least one play to get the ball closer. At least try a closer field goal, if not a touchdown, from 19 yards away. But do you risk it, or do you just send on Cardoso right now for what would be a 36-yard attempt?
Well, Coach Wilson has tremendous confidence in Cardoso. I mean, when you talk to him, he just brags about him. He says he's the best kicker in the city. He's a junior. He's a college prospect. I think you turn your kicker loose. You know, you'd be tempted to run Anderson on a what's called a read route, where he reads the corner. If the corner's backed off, he's going to run quick out, maybe get 8 or 10 yards. If the corner's up tight, you're going to take a shot at the end zone. Coach is going to go with the field goal, though. You know, you go with that pass and you get a chance of getting sacked, and you go, oh, my goodness.
Well, Cardoso's attempt for this try from 35 yards would be from the right hash. He missed an earlier attempt in the fourth quarter from the left hash.
If he makes this, you will see the opponent's sideline explode.
McComb to hold. And the kick is on the way.
Up? Oh, my goodness, hit the bar.
Off the bar.
Oh, my goodness, it hit the bar.
My gracious.
Wait a minute, we got a flag?
The Meadowdale supporters, the Meadowdale bench exploded.
We got a flag.
Now there's a flag.
Running into the kicker. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Here we go.
So that makes it, instead of 35, it'd be a 30-yard field goal, which no question.
Nice replay. Thank you, cameraman.
The kick would have been good from 30.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you felt there should have been a penalty called on an earlier field goal attempt in the fourth quarter.
Look at this, hit the bar. Oh, it was high enough. Hit the pole.
The upright.
Oh, I thought it hit the bar, hit the pole. It had the distance. Hey, we got some ending here. Dayton City League football, DPS.
It will not add time to the clock, so there are 3 seconds left. This will be the final play of the game, barring a flag.
You know, Superintendent Libby Lolly, she loves football. Husband Gino used to be a football coach. She's here tonight. Superintendent of schools, she's here supporting both teams. Nice job, Libby.
Meadowdale does have one timeout left, and they will call it right now. 3 seconds left in regulation time. Ponitz with now a 31-yard attempt to win the game. It will be from the right hash.
You're at a coaching point. The ball is set 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. You tell the block man, you don't ever go anywhere except 4 yards. You hit the line, you flatten out, you go 4 yards. If you're 5, 6, or 7, you are going to hit the kicker. He has to be allowed to follow through. But you know what happens is sometimes they're coming off that corner, that wing gives them a little push, and the next thing you end up, you see what happened there, they run into the kicker. Remember, this is city. This is for bragging rights for the rest of their lives. These guys live in the same neighborhoods. They're friends. Oh, my goodness, they're going crazy. Can we get the opponent's sideline? Can we get a shot at the opponent's sideline? They are going absolutely crazy. The Golden Panthers, they'll all be in school tomorrow. Opponent's great school, vocational school. They're all on a vocational track. Can we get a shot at the opponent's sideline going absolutely crazy?
Well, they will certainly go crazy if Cardoso connects on this attempt from 31 yards with 3 seconds left. McComb to hold. Snap back, hold down, kick on the way. It's long enough.
Oh my goodness!
Ponitz wins
what a ball game!
Walk-off field goal. Ronaldo Cardoso from 31 yards to give the Golden Panthers a season-ending win. The senior in his final football game. That will be one he'll talk about forever. A game where both teams played their hearts out all the way to the wire. And the third time is the charm after 2 previous unsuccessful field goal attempts. The third time is the charm for the senior Ronaldo Cardoso. And Ponitz takes bragging rights in their season finale against the Meadowdale Lions. So the Golden Panthers finished the season 3-7. Meadowdale 3-7. The trophy presentation and final thoughts coming after this break. Ponitz 3-0 winners against Meadowdale. An eventful end to the Thursday Night Lights slate for 2022. Ponitz wins 3-0 against Meadowdale on a walk-off field goal by Ronaldo Cardoso. And let's go down to the field. Alex King is with the winning head coach, Daryl Wilson.
Players you want to give a shout out to. Obviously that was a long game, but here we are. Last 3 seconds. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Like I said, we came out with the win. No shout out to a particular player, but I want to shout out my entire senior class. Just very proud of you guys, man. Very proud of them. And, for them fighting and just the team as a whole coming out with the victory.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. And
Thank
I believe
you.
this belongs to you. Congratulations, you guys. I'm going to send things back to Matt.
Thank you, Alex. The victorious Golden Panthers, who closed the season with back-to-back wins after a Week 9 W against Belmont. They closed the year with a 3-0 win against Meadowdale, and they will finish the year at 3-7. Meadowdale also finishes the year at 3-7. So the Ponitz Golden Panthers finish league play 3-1. They will await the outcome of Saturday's game between Belmont and Dunbar. If the Bison beat the Wolverines, that means Dunbar and Ponitz would share the Dayton Public Schools regular season title. Dunbar could still win the league championship title outright if they win on Saturday night here at Welcome Stadium against the Bison. So a couple of superlatives coming up as we are coming up on our drive of the game, presented by Carol Wirtz Tire Company. It's this ending drive right here, a key completion to the 30-yard line, and then with the help of another completion here to Dewan Anderson, and a couple penalties, making it a short field goal from 30 yards for Ronaldo Cardoso. This was the first attempt. It was off the crossbar, but a running into the kicker penalty gave Cardoso a second chance, and he would not miss on that attempt. 31 yards, the difference on the field goal with no time left. Cardoso, the senior, the hero for Ponitz career tack. Our player of the game coming up shortly. It's presented by Carol Wirtz Tire Company, and there were a couple of players to choose from both teams, but it comes down to Ronaldo Cardoso. He had one field goal attempt that was botched due to a bad snap. One attempt earlier in the fourth quarter that was wide. And then a second attempt on the third try, and he does not miss from 31 yards as Cardoso will pose with that TNL trophy presented by Rand Associates. Our play of the game coming up soon will be presented by Wright and Schulte. And again, it will be the kick from 31 yards that gives Ponitz back-to-back wins to end 2022 and gives the returning players confidence to build off these back-to-back wins and come back stronger in 2023. Well, it's been a long and successful 10-week slate of Thursday Night Football. At this time, I wanted to give a shout-out to the entire crew whose hard work we wanted to give a second to recognize. If this has been a joint venture between Classic Productions, I want to give a shout-out to Stephen McNeil, Matt Conkling, Ken Yoder, Chad Sebald, Cody Smith, Adam Schran, Keith Tracy, Paul Tidwell, Tony Jordulo, Wayne Roberts, Charles Egerton, Scott Simpson, and Adam Meyer. And then there's also a co-venture between Dayton 24/7 Now, WKEF, WRGT-TV, head coach Jim Place, Doug Brown, Tej Joshi, Alex King, our producer Jacob Murray, John Schaefer, Tyler Gee, Seth Cooper, Pat Enright, Derek Leshy, Kendall Lash, Ashley Duff, Tomas Tamasis, Andre Johnson, Holden Robinson, Mickey Staver, Natalie Walters, Betsy Russell, Steve Schmelik, Darren Pope, and the general manager is Michael Nurse. Again, we thank you for watching this presentation of Thursday Night Lights in 2022. We look forward to an exciting playoff slate coming up in just a few days' time, and then we are looking forward already to 2023. That will do it for Thursday Night Lights in 2022. For our crew, Alex King, Jim Place, and the whole entire crew of WKEF and Classic Productions, I'm Matt Digby. Good night. Have a great season. See you next year.